Hey everybody, it's Tim. It is early in the morning, just rolling up to the boat launch. I'm going to be heading into the Queen Elizabeth Wildlands for a couple nights. Should be a fun little trip. I'm just pulling in. It's first thing in the morning. Looking forward to getting on the lake. Nobody that I know has ever been here or even knew about it, so I'm pretty excited to check it out and to bring you along for the ride. Well, I made it out onto the lake. So this is Head Lake. I'm paddling into, again, Queen Elizabeth Wildlands unmanaged park, I guess. Looking forward to checking this thing out. So Head Lake itself is not in the park. So there's a bunch of cottages and camps around the lake, and it'll be interesting to see how far up into the up the Head River, people go with the motors, fishing and whatnot. Should be very interesting. I could not ask for a more beautiful day. It is just absolutely stunning. I don't even know what time it is. I forgot to bring a watch, but I've been on the lake for maybe 20 minutes or half an hour, and the weather is absolutely unbelievable. The lake is flat. It's a decent sized lake. I can imagine if the wind picked up that this would very quickly turn into a pretty, the waves would pick up pretty quick going down this lake, I bet. But right now it is dead flat. The weather is awesome. I'm gonna guess it's about maybe 20, 22 degrees Celsius. Could not ask for a more beautiful day. Well, I'm at my first portage of the day. You can probably hear the rapids just in front of me here. It looks to be a pretty steep little portage. I don't think it's gonna be very long though. Let me show you what it looks like. There's the rapids coming out there. And here is the portage. Well, that was not a very long portage, but I'll tell you what it was. It was a steep portage. Just did a double carry. Wasn't going to, but once I started, it's going to be it's going to be a bit of a challenge, even just getting the canoe over here by itself with nobody helping me. So this is the steepest portage I've ever done for sure. The falls behind. Well, no, I spoke too soon. I was going to say the falls behind me mean that there won't be any motors in this next lake, but if you look behind me over here, you see that? There's definitely a motor right there. Well, can't have everything. Well, I'm sure the wind is going to make this audio crappy. The wind has picked up, and I've arrived at what I believe is going to be my site for tonight. Just passed a couple guys that were coming in from the lakes higher up, and they were saying the black flies are really bad up there. So we'll try it here and see how it goes. There are a lot of black flies here, but hopefully the wind will keep them away at least a little bit. So I'm going to set up. It's now about 1 o'clock. Got on the alarm went off at 4 this morning. Been on the road since about 4:30. On the lake at about 9ish. Haven't really stopped until now. So it's time to grab a bite to eat and set up shop. And then I think I'm going to relax for a little bit. So I've realized that I forgot a couple things. I forgot a watch, so I don't really even know what time it is, which is a total pain. And I forgot sunscreen. So I have a feeling that might be looking at Tomato Tim. I can't really see in the viewfinder, but I probably look a lot like a raccoon right now. Man, it's been a fantastic day. Absolutely unbelievable day. As a matter of fact, the only thing that would make this day better is if Val was out here with me. It's just been that good. The weather has been fantastic. paddled around a little bit. There's some waterfalls just at the next portage that way, and played around on there. Man, it's a lot of fun. I don't know. Let's see how tomorrow goes. I might break camp and head up farther that way tomorrow. I wasn't planning on doing that, but we'll see. Behind me, you see this tarp, and underneath it I have my hammock. My thought was that it was going to be pretty chilly tonight, and so what I'm going to do is sort of cocoon the tarp around the hammock to keep the wind out. But if it stays nice like this, I may not even do that. Might have been a bit of a wasted effort putting it up, but that's how it goes. We're learning as we go. Well, it's getting super buggy out, so I just lit a little, well, it's turning into a big smoky fire to try and get the bugs away. Even though it's breezy, the bugs are still out with a vengeance. I guess that's Northern Ontario. I'm just about to try and light up my Ohuhu Twig Stove. Pretty excited about that. Get some supper going. So I've only used this stove a couple times. Ooh, I might be sitting a little close here. So what you do is you take, you cut twigs about this length, and then sort of pack them in the base there in the burner. It's a wood gas burning stove, I guess. So it not only burns, but then it also combusts the smoke as it comes out. So you sort of make a Swedish candle or whatever you call those things. Just pack all the little twigs in standing up, and then build a little fire on top. I just use some birch bark and some twigs and light it, let it burn down. The ring that's off to the right there, we'll put it on top in a minute once it burns a little bit, and I will be able to get my supper cooking. So the chili is coming along nicely. Pretty excited. Let me show you what's on the inside of this stove. Oh, I just stocked it with a little bit more fuel. You can see underneath that it's, oh shoot, it's glowing red hot down there. You know what, I bet if I just blow on this, it'll lay back up again. There we go. Oops. There you go, chili. Cook her up. For anybody that cares, just wanted to show you some of the tools I'm working with. This is my Enzo knife that my wonderful wife got me for my birthday last year, so I'm pretty excited about that. At the recommendation of my buddy Neil, I put a patina on it after a couple months of keeping it oiled up and looking shiny and sparkly. So I don't know if you can see on the blade that patina. Now when he did the apple cider vinegar patina on his knife, it came out much more of a rose color than mine did. Mine came out pretty gray, but I love the look of this thing, man. It is just so cool, and it's a fantastic knife. So Enzo, highly recommend it. Well, it was a fabulously brilliant day today. I'm sure you can see the bugs flying around my head right now. My little punky fire is dying out, and the wind died down, so they came back. So I think I'm just going to eat my chili now. It cooked up and rehydrated real nice. Let the fire burn down, and then I might just call her a night. Well, good morning. The mosquitoes are out this morning, and they are thick, let me tell you. It is an absolutely beautiful day again. Last night it was hot. It was hot for part of the night, and then at some point it just the temperature really dove down, and so I was able to actually get into my sleeping bag and be comfortable instead of having to lie on top just sweating away. So yeah, it was pretty great. Let me show you what the lake looks like this morning. Just like glass. It doesn't get much better than this. Today was another fantastic day. The weather was unbelievably awesome again. I'm gonna say mid-20s is what it felt like. It was just a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Very little wind in the morning. It picked up in the afternoon. I went for a little canoe trip. Left at about 9 in the morning and made it to the top of Crooked Lake before I decided that was enough, and got back home at about 3. I'm paying the price for getting sunscreen, and yeah, it's hard to tell exactly how much sun I've had in this viewfinder, but I have a feeling Val will let me know, and I think that hearing from her is going to be worse than the pain of the sunburn itself. Here's my friendly neighborhood beaver that's been slapping his tail at me all through the night. I have to get up early and start making my way out, so I may or may not do much shooting tomorrow. But what a fantastic trip. I don't know what else to say. It's been just a really, really good time. So again, this is the Queen Elizabeth Wildlands. There's more people here than I thought there was going to be. There's lodges and camps all the way up as far as I went. As a matter of fact, one of the lodges was actually a really big lodge, a fly-in thing. Maybe a fly-in thing, I'm not sure. But, I mean, there was like 3 or 4 buildings and 2, looked like 2 bunkhouses of maybe 4 or 5 rooms each in the bunkhouse. So some sort of fishing camp or something. The portages are not what I expected. Most of them have actually docks at them. The ones at this end were not that hard to manage at all. The ones that I did, most of them were quite short, over some rapids, one little bit of waterfall. Nothing at all like the one that I did the first day on the way in here, and then I'm gonna have to do on the way out tomorrow. Well, I am paddling out. It's about 7:30. Been on the water for about half an hour or so. Not nearly as bright or sunny today. A little bit cool. Not too much breeze. I mean, it's early, so the water is just very, very calm. Hoping to get to the big lake before the wind blows up too much and get across there. So it's been a great trip. Queen Elizabeth Wildlands, thank you for a great trip. This made me laugh. Well, just finished the only carry of the day for me. Rough one again. Man, the bugs are so astoundingly thick. My hand's just getting lit up with mosquitoes even right now. So just heading down the rest of the head river onto the lake, and then to the car, and then home. Well, the breeze has picked up a little bit. I've just got to the big lake, and now I have to get all the way across there. Of course, the breeze is blowing in my face. Can't have everything. But the nice thing is it's a bit of a reprieve from the bugs, which have been absolutely atrocious this morning. Absolutely crazy. Got a bunch of thoughts about going up into the park. I'll share them at some point. One of the thoughts that I just had right now, though, is that I'm amazed at how much garbage people leave. I mean, there's just garbage everywhere up there. There was 6 guys in 3 canoes that came down. I chatted with them just for a minute, and I'm sure I followed in their footsteps the next day. They just left so much crap all over the place on their journey. I'm sure it was them. I didn't see anybody else. Anyway, that's one big difference between this and a managed park. So, well, I think I'm gonna have an apple and then start paddling last leg of the journey. Thankfully, even though there's a bit of a breeze, it's not all that bad at all.